Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me today. This is Philosophy. Today's video is a net worth update and fire chat for February 2022. So as usual, we're gonna jump right into the numbers. We're gonna go through each category, review what the changes were from January 2022, and then move into some of my life updates and changes. So first things first, I am getting over a bit of a cold. So if you hear my voice sounding a little bit strange, that's why. I hope you guys are excited for this video. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So just to review from January 2022, my net worth at the end of the month was just over $140,000. The equity that I now have in the two condos that I own in Calgary is about $81,533. This is an increase from January 2022 of about $631. So a bit of an increase, and like I've said in the past, my mortgage payments are always the same. So the increase month to month towards the principal amounts and building up the equity in both properties is going to be pretty standard. Next up is my DCPP, or my defined contribution pension plan. And this is a plan that I had with work that I just moved into a TD account. The balance of this account is about $3,502. And this is an increase from January 2022 of about $27. All of that comes from market gains. The balance in my RRSP in February 2022 ended up being $52,558. This is an increase from January of about $393. Again, this is just from market upticks. And I have seen the market kind of doing some crazy things with all the stuff that's going on in the world at the moment. Happy to see that most of my investments are up a little bit compared to last month. My TFSA, which currently holds one single stock called Cielo Waste Solutions, sits at a balance of $1,620. This is an increase from January of about $75. My car is still valued at $5,000, and I still don't have any real solid plans to sell it, although I am considering it maybe in the next year. The balance on my line of credit is about $5,791, so I do deduct that amount from my overall net worth because it is a liability and money that I owe. This brings our February 2022 net worth update total to $138,422. This is a decrease from January 2022 of about $1,658. So of course, this unrealized loss in my net worth is coming from me not having a job at the moment and not putting money into my investments. Without some of these market upticks from the previous month, I would have been down quite a bit more because I did spend a bit more than $1,700. So I am happy that a lot of my investments are starting to do a little bit better. And we're gonna go ahead now and jump into my life updates, what I plan on doing for the rest of the year in terms of building my net worth, and a few kind of ideas that I have brewing. So let's go ahead and pop into that. If you watched my last update video for January 2022, you maybe heard me talk about going to a few different interviews and really not feeling like I wanted to return to the workspace, and really feeling like I wasn't ready to return to a full-time or even part-time job. So I have been interviewing for the last month as well. I've had, I think, 3 different interviews, and the most recent one went pretty well, and I'm hoping to have a job offer sometime this week. Now, I'm not 100% sure I'm going to take the offer or I'm going to actually go back to work full-time, but it's nice to know that my skill set is still in demand and that I guess I can still jump back into the workforce if I want to. And I'm not really 100% sure what I want to do at this point. I do have a lot of things that I want to save for, and not having a job makes that obviously extremely difficult, pretty much impossible, because I don't really have any other kinds of income streams. So the idea of going back to work full-time is a little bit enticing to me at the moment. So those future savings goals include $10,000 to get my private pilot license. This would be to get a fixed wing private pilot license, something that I'm really, really passionate about. And I think that I want to finally put that money towards getting that license this year, maybe next year. Another thing that I want to put big money towards is saving $10,000 to be able to move abroad to New Zealand once the borders open up. Their working holiday visa is only good for Canadian citizens up until 35. So I am currently 30, going to be 31 this year, and I feel like I'm kind of running out of time to actually make that happen. So I'm really just waiting for the New Zealand government to start opening that program again so I can apply. But I would like to potentially go back to work in order to save that $10,000 to be able to fund the first few months of living there. End of February and beginning of March in Canada is tax season. I look forward to tax season every year. I absolutely love doing taxes. This year I'm doing my mom's taxes for the last, I think, 4 years, and then my spouse's for the last 2, and mine for last year. And I have been really just waiting for a lot of documents to come in so I can complete that process. I am expecting a return of about $2,500 to $3,000. That is going to help my net worth in the following month because I will be able to save a little bit of that money, especially if I end up going back to work in March. Tax season is just a fun time for me. I like to learn about new things, new tax deductions, and how to make your taxes really work for you and make sure you're getting back the most amount of money that you are entitled to. The next thing is, let's talk about travel. This is a common theme on my channel. I have done a couple of travel style videos. Travel is a really big part of my life and one of my biggest passions, and I'm really feeling the travel itch at this point in time. It's in the middle of winter in Canada right now, and we're kind of swinging from like -20 Celsius to +10 Celsius and snow, melting snow every week. So it's kind of just going crazy, and I really want to plan a trip to either go somewhere warm or to explore somewhere just in another country because it's been so long since we've been able to travel cross borders. I'm really interested in going down to Yellowstone National Park down in the States. I believe it's in the state of Wyoming. It's about a 10-hour drive from Calgary, and I haven't driven into the States in I think about 4 years, but I always love doing American road trips. National parks are just absolutely beautiful, and I love visiting them. If you guys have been to Yellowstone National Park, let me know if you think it's worth going to, and if you have any tips. It's been on my bucket list for quite a few years, and I think that this spring might be finally the time where I actually do it. I've also been eyeing up Vancouver because flights from Calgary to Vancouver are like $100 round trip. Kind of thought I would do like a solo trip out there just for a couple of nights, walk around, take some sweet footage and make a little video about it. So I'm definitely eyeing up a lot of trips at the moment. And that is another reason why I think I might want to go back to work, even if it's just for the next year or two, to sock away a lot of money so I can pursue some of these things. Next up is a patio garden. So I live in a condo. I'm on the top floor of a pretty old building from like the 1970s, but a portion of my patio faces south. And last year I ended up growing tomatoes and basil and green onions. And this year I want to plan that a lot earlier. Last year I was late to getting into gardening, so my plants didn't really do the best. And this year I want to, in the spring, get everything going and try to get like a full garden on my patio, including like cucumbers, garlic, zucchini, lettuce, tomatoes again, and just see how it does, because gardening is kind of a newer hobby of mine, a new interest that I want to explore, and it's relatively inexpensive. So I'm gonna be jumping into that this year, this spring, a new hobby, and I might document some of it because there is a lot of information online, but I don't feel like there's a lot of walking you through how to do it and how it actually turns out. And that kind of leads into the next point, which is I'm so ready for summer, you guys. I'm sick of winter. I'm ready for the hot weather. I'm ready to be able to go outside without having like 14 layers on and just enjoy the outdoors. Like, I'm getting sick of being stuck inside because I can't go outside without like getting frostbite in the first 5 minutes. So I'm so ready for nicer weather, ready for spring, ready for summer, bring on the nice weather. Part of the reason why I want to travel is to just get away from the nasty ass cold in Canada. Yeah, that wraps it up for February 2022 net worth update and fire chat. Would love to hear from you guys in the comments below about how you're doing on your fire journey, how the market is treating you guys in what you're invested in, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.